Hi everyone, I'm Huntuna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Himi gouache set as a beginner in painting. Now I have to be honest, as an artist I absolutely despise painting, but this set really changed my view in painting for me, and now I actually enjoy painting a lot. Now the first bits of footage you're about to see was actually recorded a few months ago when I first got the set, but I haven't been able to film any footage using the paints themselves until yesterday as I'm writing the script. Before I get onto the set itself, I'll explain what gouache paint is since some of you might not know. Gouache is a paint medium with similar properties to watercolor but opaque. If you use a lot of water with these paints, they can act just like watercolors can, but if you use less water with the paints, you are able to build up your colors and the paint will be opaque. Gouache can also be reactivated with water after it has dried up, just like watercolor. Now with the set I'm using, it is not acrylic gouache. That type of paint is more similar to acrylic paint and cannot be reactivated by water. The set I bought is the Himi Jelly Gouache set with 18 colors. I will link to where I got it in the description, but currently the link that I bought it from is sold out. As you can see, the paints are kept in separate containers filled with the jelly-like gouache paints. It comes with a range of colors including 2 whites. I'm pretty sure one of the whites is for mixing and the other is supposed to be used as a pure white, but I'm not sure which is which. It also includes a paint palette that is used for mixing colors. When I first got these paints, I did test swatches for all the different colors. My first impressions of the paints were that they were really vibrant and really thick. I was really scared to accidentally use too much paint or pollute their colors, so I was very careful using only the amount I needed. Overall, I love the colors of these paints and think they were a good starting amount for a set. However, there were 2 greens that looked very similar and I thought that wasn't probably necessary. What would have been nice instead of a similar green would have been a pure red, as although there does seem to be a red color in the color palette, it has a dark pinkish hue, so I always have to mix it with an orange to try and make a nice red color. But other than that, I love the colors. The paints themselves are when you add a lot of water to a small amount of paint, they are still very opaque. They're nice and smooth to use and mix very easily to create beautiful colors. Since they are not in tubes, you are able to easily access them. You're able to layer up these colors and paints and are able to create beautiful pieces of art. Just to let you know, the speed paint you're seeing on screen now is not my first ever painting with gouache. I have painted a good amount of paintings with it before. This in fact was my first real painting with gouache, and you can see that I still need more practice, so what I'm painting in the video is how I would now paint as someone who has practiced this medium a little bit. We all must start somewhere when you learn new mediums, and that's okay. Don't get discouraged at first, because you're not going to be great at it when you're a beginner. Now at first I was very clueless on how to start painting with this medium. I do not like watercolor at all, and that's how I was using it at first, and got frustrated whenever my paintings did not turn out how I wanted them to. However, when I watched this video by Daixi Karen, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, watching her video that shows the process of her painting really opened up my eyes to what paintings could look like. When I first started painting, I would stop at what looked like her base layer paintings, and it showed me that all I needed to do was to build up my colors slowly and layer them. This got me to use my paints in a more thicker version, which helped them look a lot more finished. This made me less scared of the medium, and I found out that this medium is very forgiving as I could cover up mistakes. Overall, I love this palette very much and it made me enjoy painting so much more now, but there are a few difficulties using this medium that you have to be aware of. Gouache does reactivate with water, which is great if you want to keep using up a paint mixture from your palette, but it also applies to your painting. When adding paint on top of your painting, even after it had dried, there is a chance that the paint underneath could reactivate and muddy your colors. Another thing is that if you leave out your paints for a long time, even a day on accident, the paints will dry out, but if that happens, don't worry. You can add water to the paints, cover them, and wait for them to be wet enough so you can mix them and they will act like brand new. Make sure you spray your paints with water when you're painting to keep your palette moist. Gouache can also dry a slightly different color than when it's wet, so make sure to swatch all your paints before you use them. If you're a beginner at painting and don't really like watercolor or acrylic paints, or even want to explore a new medium, then gouache is something you'll definitely want to check out. But of course, if you want to start out without wasting supplies or waste your money, start with a smaller, cheaper gouache set first. If you have the extra money or are willing to commit to a bigger set, then definitely try out this set. It's something I'll definitely use in the future for my future paintings, and I recommend it to anyone who wants it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow my Instagram for behind the scenes of my videos, and I also share my art on there too. I'll see you all next time. Bye!